Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to sit down and do basically like a try-on haul with you guys. I picked up some things from Ulta over the Christmas season, the Christmas holiday. If any of you guys were stalking their website like I was, they had some really good sales going on. Plus I had a 20% off coupon, so I grabbed a couple things and I thought it'd be fun to sit down and put them on my face for you guys. So today we're going to be trying out the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation from Catrice. I also picked up the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette. I've already tried this out a few times, guys, and it's amazing. Can't wait to show you guys this thing. I also grabbed two brow pencils, one from BH Cosmetics, one from Colourpop. I'm not sure which one I'm going to try out. Maybe we'll try one on each brow. That might be a little dangerous, but maybe we'll try that. Also from Colourpop, I got a Super Shock cheek highlighter in the color Smoke and Whistles and two of their Luxe lipsticks. I also grabbed two of the Prismetal Chrome eyeshadows from J-Cat Beauty. I've never tried anything from J-Cat Beauty before, and I know Kathleen Lights talks about these a lot. So we're going to try these out today. And lastly, I grabbed a couple of eyeliners from LA Girl. So I hope you guys are excited about this video. I'm excited to try these products out for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to start with my foundation and my base today. We're going to go on with the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation from Catrice. I did use this once already just to kind of try it out, and I like it. In fact, I think like from a distance and on camera it looks incredible, but when I'm a little bit closer to the mirror, like when I'm really up close and personal, I feel like it does look a little bit heavy on my skin, and I do think that it emphasizes my pores in the center of my face, and I don't find every foundation to do that with me. I'll admit that I find more and more foundations seem to be doing that as I'm getting older, and I think my pores are becoming more and more of a problem. But I do think this one especially emphasized a little bit of texture on my skin. That might just be because I have dry skin. I don't know if you have dry skin, if you've tried this foundation out, let me know if you enjoyed it or what you thought of it. So I did go ahead and put a little bit of primer on. I used the Cover FX Blurring Primer, hoping that will kind of help maybe kind of soften my pores in the center of my face. I'm also going to try using this with a sponge today. I did it with a brush the first time, and I just want to try using a sponge and see if that makes a difference. So I did notice that the shade range of this is terrible. I know a lot of people have mentioned that. I think my Ulta only had 3 shades of this. I ended up picking up the shade 10. So far I think it's a really good shade match for me, but I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones because, I mean, 3 shades is crazy, right? So I don't know if you guys are aware, this comes in kind of a dropper, which I actually really like the packaging of this. I do think this is a foundation, if you apply too heavy, it will look heavy. So you want to be careful not to apply too much. So I'm trying to kind of build this up just a little bit at a time, and I'm trying to stay away from the center of my face because that's really where I noticed it seemed a little bit heavy the first time I tried it. So basically I'm just kind of adding a little bit more in like select areas where I need it, almost like a concealer. Also, quick little update. I am filming today with a new microphone, and I am crossing my fingers that it's working. I keep checking my like mic bar to see, 1, that it's on, and 2, that it's not like spiking, because this is my first time using this mic. I'm really hoping that the audio will be quite a bit better than it's been recently, because I've been having some serious issues with my audio lately. I know some of you have mentioned it, and I appreciate you guys, 1, bringing it to my attention, and 2, hanging in there with me, because sometimes with like tech stuff, I think I have things figured out, and then something changes or something doesn't work quite right, and I feel like we're back at square one. So hopefully this will kind of remedy those audio issues that have been plaguing me for the last 5 or 6 months. I'm going to add a little bit of concealer. I'm going to take my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the color Vanilla. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of this just under the eyes and over this little guy. Just going to keep caking the makeup on and hope that doesn't look too heavy. Seriously guys, that concealer, the more I use that concealer, the more I fall in love with it. I just feel like it makes my under eye area look so good. I can't explain it. Like, it covers everything, but it just kind of smooths everything out. It doesn't look heavy. Okay, so I did also pick up the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. That's one of my goals this year. Maybe goal is the wrong word for it, but one of my missions this year is to try out a few more setting powders, because I know I talk all the time about my sort of fear of powder on my skin, because I just have such a hard time with it, because I find so many powders tend to make me look really dry. This is in the color Fair light. And I'm going to take just a little bit of this on this Luxie tapered highlighter brush. This is just a really small but very fluffy brush. I'm going to just really lightly apply that right under my eyes. Also going to put a little bit of that just on my chin and a little bit kind of here on my jaw area. A tiny bit just right up on my forehead to kind of help my foundation not to settle into those forehead lines, which, let's be honest guys, everything settles into those forehead lines. Tell you, forehead lines for me are one of those things. It's like I woke up one day and I had crazy forehead lines and they just kind of snuck up on me. I didn't really like notice until I was like 30, I think it was like 35 when I noticed, like, dang, when did these get so bad? I should have been doing something about them before. I don't know that you really can, but oh well. For bronzer today, I'm just going to take my trusty Too Faced bronzer. This one's in the deeper color, the medium deep shade. And I'm using a Morphe M527 brush. So let's move into highlighter. This is Colourpop's Smoke and Whistles. Today I'm going to try putting on with a brush. I typically use my finger, but I'm going to try a brush today. This is a Luxie Precision Foundation brush. Okay, that is so pretty. So for blush, I have a funny little story for you guys. So I've been talking about these Satin Touch blushes from Essence pretty much for the last like 4 months here on my channel and how much I just absolutely love them. They have 2 colors, by the way, Satin Coral, Satin Love. So come to find out recently as I was going through my collection, I own 2 of the same shade. The 2 that I were talking about were both Satin Love, which is this shade right here. So if any of you ran out and bought Satin Coral on my recommendation, I'm sorry that I unintentionally lied to you guys because I hadn't actually tried that shade out yet. So I did put this one, which is Satin Coral, into my cart, and I'm really hoping that I love this one as much as I love the Satin Love. Let me just show you guys these 2 kind of next to each other so you can kind of see the difference. They're similar. This one I think is a little bit less peach and a little bit more muted. This one seems a little bit more pigmented, but still not like super intense. But yeah, we're going to try this one out today, and hopefully I love it. And hopefully if you guys bought this one, you love it too, even though I told you to buy something that I didn't even own. But I do have very high hopes for this blush. And it's beautiful. Whew. Definitely is more peachy. I think it's definitely more of like a warm kind of peachy color. This one's a lot more of just like a natural, neutral sort of flush. Okay guys, so moving on to eyebrows. I have 2 eyebrow products that I picked up. This one right here is from BH Cosmetics. It's the HD Brow Pencil. Mine is in the color Blonde. And then I have the Colourpop Brow Boss in the color Taupe. I have not used either of these yet, so before I do one on each eye, I want to make sure they're at least close to the same color. Those look pretty close. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but they look pretty much identical in shade. So let's go ahead and try one on each eye and hope that my eyebrows don't look totally uneven by the end. So I'm going to start with the BH Cosmetics one. Again, this one is in the color Blonde. So I really like the consistency of this one. It feels nice and stiff, but also not too waxy, if that makes sense. So I'm really loving this one so far. I think it's doing a really good job, and it didn't take a super long time to apply or to kind of build up that definition and color. So let's try out the Colourpop one on my left eyebrow. Okay, so this one's working really nice too. In fact, these feel very similar to me applying them. They both feel nice and stiff. Again, guys, I'm not like a brow expert, so I don't have anything super high-end to compare these two, but so far I think these are really, really nice. I'm going to set those in place with my Essence Make Me Brow. Alright guys, so we're going to move into eyes. So here is the eye palette I picked up. This is the Friendcation palette from Dose of Colors. Now I held off on purchasing this one for a while because I I wasn't sure that this would be a palette for me. This was created by, in collaboration with Desi and Katie here on YouTube, who I love. I admire both of them. I think they're incredibly talented, but their makeup styles are a lot more glamorous than mine is. So I just wasn't sure if this palette would be a little bit too glam for someone simple like me. The main reason I ended up grabbing this was because it was on sale on Ulta's website for I think like $33 just right before Christmas time. Plus I had 20% off on top of that $33, so I got this thing for like around $25, which is such a great deal. And I thought more than anything it would be a good opportunity to try out the Dose of Colors formula and just kind of see what I thought. And I have to say, guys, I am so impressed with these eyeshadows. The formula of these is something special, especially their mattes are so buttery. I can't explain it. They just blend like an absolute dream. And these shimmers are so stunning. Oh my gosh. Look at these, you guys. I mean, this blue, you guys, I have a couple of blues in my collection now that are similar to this. This one is seriously amazing. Look at that. That is just so, so beautiful. It does remind me a little bit of the one I have in my Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. This is the type of color I would never wear like to the grocery store or just out on a day-to-day basis. But this blue deserves to be on somebody's eyelid. It has such a unique, almost like a purpley shift to it. It's so unique. It's just really, really beautiful. But today, of course, we're going to be sticking with just kind of the basics, the boring shades in here. But let me tell you guys, these may look basic and boring, but they are really beautiful on the eyes. So I'm going to go in with this color right here, which is the color Basic. This is basically like a medium to fair kind of skin tone color. This is a little bit darker than my skin tone, but I kind of like using this just kind of underneath the brow bone, sort of all over, just as like a good base color. I'm going to take this center color right here, which is a little bit deeper. This is the type of transition color that would work with everything that you ever put on your eyelid, ever. I'm still using my Morphe M504 brush for this. Now I'm going to take my MAC 217 brush. This brush is dirty and I forgot to bring my clean rag down here today. But the last time I used this, I did use it with this palette. So I'm going to take this shade right here. This is kind of the warmer, deeper brown. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to really kind of like concentrate this right on the outer most part of my lid. So I'm just taking what's left on that 217 brush and this look is really just kind of like blurred out and not very defined. So I'm just sticking with these two brushes pretty much. I'm just kind of taking what's left and kind of what's in that corner and just pulling it slightly down onto the lower lash line. And I feel like those two browns, like those two darker browns that I used, have the most beautiful warmth to them. They're very warm, but they're not orange. I mean, don't get me wrong, you guys know I love a good orange eyeshadow, but they're still very neutral. Normally I would go in and pop this shade right here, which is kind of the like shimmery, champagne-y gold. This is so pretty. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but I mean, this is like the lid shade of my dreams. This is the type of lid shade that I could wear on my lids every day for the rest of my life, and I would just be a very, very happy girl. But we're not going to be using that today because I did want to try out one of the Prismetal eyeshadows from JCat Beauty. So we're going to try this one out today. This is Chrome Galaxy. So I'm just going to take this on my ring finger, and we're going to just kind of pop that right on that inner sort of half of the lid. Wow, that is pretty. You guys see that? And I'm sorry if you guys can hear a little bit of like a humming noise all of a sudden in the audio because Christmas time, we got a ping pong table for Christmas. And I've mentioned this before, but I film in our basement, which is like an unfinished basement. So our ping pong table is now where my old setup used to be, and I've been moved to another corner of the basement, which happens to be right next to our mechanical room, where we have like our we have one of those like tankless water heaters that I think is running right now, and I can kind of hear it, and I'm really hoping that this mic doesn't pick up on that humming noise. But the ping pong table has been fun. I will say though, I suck at ping pong. Okay guys, so there is the finished eyeshadow. I hope that you guys can see how glorious this looks because this is so pretty in person. This is like, I could wear this eye look every day for the rest of my life and I just would be okay with that. Like if I had to pick one eye look forever, this would probably be the one. Okay, so let's move on to eyeliner. So I picked up 3 eyeliners from, I think all of these are from LA Girl. Yes, so I got 2 of the Glide On gel liner pencils. One of them is in this kind of like a kind of a shimmery, like cream color, which I think I'm going to use this on my lower waterline. I picked up the LA Girl Ultimate Eye Intense Stay Auto Liner in the color Lasting Brown. This is one of the like twist up ones. So I'm going to try this one out today. I'm going to go in with this one on my upper waterline. Then I'm going to add just a little bit to the outer half of my upper lid and sort of kind of wing it out a little bit. I really like that liner. It's really easy to use. I did take a liner brush and just kind of like smudged along the lash line just to get everything looking nice and kind of diffused and smoky and even. But I didn't put any powder on top of it. I just kind of smudged what was already there. Now I'm going to take the cream color and we're going to apply this to my lower inner rim. Okay, so I did apply that to my inner rim. The top kind of broke off a little bit, but I also applied it to my inner corner. You can see it right there. It actually works really good as an inner corner color. I think this is a really easy way to put on an inner corner shade. So now I'm just going to pop on some of my Essence Volume Stylist Mascara and I will be right back. Okay guys, so the eyes are all finished. Last thing I want to do though, I just want to go and add a tiny bit of the Maybelline powder that I used just to my brow bone area. I don't always do this. Sometimes I forget to do this step. I do think it makes like a subtle difference in just making your brows stand out a little bit, but especially because I have so much brow bone, I don't feel like this is a super necessary step for me because I don't know that I necessarily need to highlight the fact that I have a brow bone because it's so large, but it does help kind of carve out your brows a little bit. Okay, so those are the finished eyes. Last thing, I have a couple of Colourpop lip products to share with you guys. So I picked up two of the Colourpop Luxe lipsticks. These are both their cream formula and I got the color Appy and the color Layover. Let me swatch these for you guys. So these were also one of the products that I could not wait to try for you guys. So these have actually been living in my purse for the last couple of weeks, especially this color right here, the color Appy. This is such a beautiful kind of peachy nude. Oh, I love this. This is probably what I will wear for you guys today. Such a beautiful color and such a beautiful formula. I think the formula of these is really, really nice. I'm really interested to try out more shades of these. These feel like a high-end lipstick, not just the packaging, but the actual formula of these feel like a higher-end lipstick, and they're so affordable. I mean, even full price on Colourpop's website, I believe these are $7. But Colourpop often runs sales, so check their website often for sales. I know I'm going to be checking for sales, because when these go on sale, I'll probably pick up a couple more shades. I also picked up the color Layover, which is right here. This is a little bit more of a deeper shade. It has a little bit more of like a pinky sort of mauve undertone to it. I love both of these though. I think they are so pretty. So today I want to use the color Appy just to kind of go with like the warm kind of vibe I have going on the eyes. Alright guys, so there is the lipstick. I love these. They're so comfortable on the lips. They're super creamy. They feel very, very rich but very hydrating. And with that, that is it for today's try-on haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these products, if they worked for you, if they didn't work for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I always love hearing from you guys. Also, if you guys have any video ideas or recommendations, be sure to leave those in the comments below because I love hearing your guys' feedback. I want to film the videos that you guys want to see, so definitely let me know in the comments. Thank you guys again for stopping by my channel today. If you are new here, I want to say welcome. I hope that you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button. But thanks again, you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Sort of, kind of. Ah, that's such a pet peeve of mine. I hate when I say that. Kinda, sorta, kinda. I sound like I'm in 5th grade again.